Coming up this morning on Action News, an Ellensburg man is waiting for his prison sentence after being found guilty of setting fires just over 2 years ago. He was sentenced to prison last August, but now he'll pay for damages. Meanwhile, he's waiting to stand trial for 2 other cases. We'll share the details. Plus, we catch up with the local police to talk homelessness outreach. Less than 0.5% of the state's total homeless population live here in the Tri-Cities. And with cold temps on the way, how is law enforcement preparing? We'll explain. And a Pasco elementary school has earned top marks from state officials, and that recognition comes with a pretty penny for a reward, though discussions are underway for how to use that money. We'll talk that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, we made it through another work week. As we head on into the weekend, though, we finally got some of that sunshine we've been waiting all week for.
Yeah, we started to see some of that at the end of yesterday, and now we are going to be looking at more sunshine sticking around through the weekend. Now, temperatures are unfortunately going to be taking a nosedive, so it might not be the best time to get outdoors, despite it looking pretty nice outside. As we take a look out at Yakima, we are right now looking at the beautiful lights of the city. There's not too much fog out there this morning. I do understand that we have reported some reductions in visibility in the Sunnyside area, but in general, fog is not a big concern. Now, what I will say is that yesterday actually turned very windy for some of us. Wind is not going to be as big a factor for today. In Yakima right now, we're sitting at 26 degrees. Here's a look at your weather headlines today and going forward. Do anticipate a sunny and calmer Friday. Again, I've already referenced it. Some of us did see some pretty strong winds yesterday. Today is going to be a calmer day in general. Cool and sunny for the weekend with cold overnight low temperatures. We'll talk more about all 3 of these weather headlines in greater depth coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Kittitas County. An Ellensburg man is sitting in jail waiting to start his prison sentence for arson, but now he's been ordered to pay millions of dollars in restitution. Lyle Chance Morgan was convicted of setting fires in December 2022 at the Ellensburg Racket and Recreation Center and the ACX Hay Processing Center. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison last August, but now Kittitas County Superior Court Judge Candace Hooper ordered Morgan to pay more than $7.4 million for the damages. Morgan is still in jail waiting to stand trial for 2 other cases, one for breaking a jail cell window. His attorney has appealed the arson conviction. In the Evergreen State, 31,000 people are considered homeless, according to the yearly point-in-time count conducted last year. In Benton and Franklin counties, a fraction of that, with 143 people suffering from homelessness. So how are local police departments dealing with the issue, especially with the weather forecasted to get much colder this weekend? KEPR's Aidan Whitaker spoke with police about how they're helping and brings us more.
It's always tough, right? It does get much worse in the winter times when they may be living outdoors or not have other adequate resources. And so we want to ensure that our people are safe, that they have what is absolutely necessary.
Local police departments are taking on homelessness in the best way that they can, offering resources to people and trying to get them connected with community organizations. Each department in our area does things a little bit differently, but I was able to follow along with Kennewick police as they loaded up a car with necessities and began checking in on people.
On patrol, you may not have the team that I have to be able to provide those resources. You do have the phone numbers and the information or the pamphlets, but me having a human who can provide that and who can maybe even set up an appointment for them, that is very different.
Jesus Contreras is the homeless liaison officer for the Kennewick Police Department. He's talking about 3 different people who ride in the car with him when they contact people on the street, each of them from a different community organization that offers resources to people experiencing homelessness. Not only do they give out necessities like clothing and food, but they also encourage and offer help to people to seek treatment for whatever issues they're dealing with. Several years ago, Jose Montelago was one of the people that they talked with. Now, he's also helping people to get off the streets with his work through Fourth Dimension Living, another organization which houses and helps people turn their lives around.
Living that lifestyle is kind of, you get used to it, and it becomes easy. Then again, you suffer, you know what I mean? They told me I needed a motel room, and they asked me if I wanted to go to treatment, and I finally said, yeah, sure. I don't know why I said sure, but I did.
The reason why we partner up is we all kind of have our job. We'll assist in attempting to provide them housing information, Social Security information, also information if they're veterans possibly that are unhoused at that time on what resources do exist for them. We all have our strengths, and with those strengths we try to help these people out how we can, and provide them the resources that they need so that they can follow up on that.
Reporting in Kennewick, Aiden Whitaker, Action News.
Keepers Aiden Whitaker, thank you. And Richland police say wherever you are in Washington state, you can call 211 to get help finding resources like housing, treatment, and more. For homeless numbers in other local counties, Grant County has 207, Walla Walla has 218, and Yakima County has 710 people dealing with homelessness. And with the chillier temps on the horizon, local health leaders are reminding folks of places to go to get out of the cold. In Pasco, the Tri-City Union Gospel Mission is providing their men and women's shelter as a warming center. Columbia Center Mall in Kennewick and Richland Community Center are also doing the same. All Mid-Columbia Library branches are open to folks to escape the cold during business hours. For a full list of locations across the Tri-Cities region and Walla Walla, head over to our website, KEPRTV.com. Patty Kuderer was elected Washington State's 9th insurance commissioner, bringing a lot of experience and a strong consumer-focused approach to the role. A parent, attorney, and Minnesota native, Kuderer is a Bellevue resident who has represented the 48th Legislative District since 2015, first as a state representative and later as its first female state senator. Her passion for this work comes from a personal experience. When her daughter was an infant, she was denied life-saving care by an insurance company, which Kuderer had to fight to get covered.
It left a lasting impression on me that we need to get to a place where our healthcare system no longer picks winners and losers, and everyone has access to quality healthcare at a price they can afford.
She plans to tackle rising costs for auto and homeowners insurance and make sure companies are treating customers fairly. Her top goal is protecting consumers and ensuring insurance is affordable, transparent, and reliable for all Washington residents. Travelers flying in and out of the Yakima Airport could have a new option in the next few months. Airport Director Rob Hodgman told Yakima City Council members Tuesday that a direct flight from Yakima to Portland could soon lift off as early as this summer. Currently, the airport has 2 daily flights that run between Yakima and Seattle.
We don't have an exact date, but my sources tell me it's not a matter of if, but when.
New flights could be operated by Alaska Airlines and its subsidiary Horizon Air, which operates both Seattle flights. Switching gears, Pasco Elementary School has just been recognized as a top school. Ruth Livingston Elementary was designated a distinguished school by the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction. As part of the recognition, the school will receive a $15,000 reward to enhance learning. The School Guiding Coalition will meet later this month to decide how best to use that award. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, $15,000 for a school is quite a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
That's pretty exciting. I'm excited to see what they do with that money.
Yeah. Hopefully they can put it towards some good resources.
You know, I'd imagine a skylight in a classroom. With all this sunshine, you'd probably want to open up some roof space to get some light in.
Or just open up your windows might be an easier way to do that. But yeah, any way to get that light in, some of that natural light after we've been so gray so far this winter, I think is going to be something that you want to do. High temperatures are not going to be too bad across the forecast area on this Friday either. Highs will reach somewhere in the upper 30s to low to mid 40s. Now, I will say that as we go into the weekend, something we've already hinted at, temperatures are going to be turning cooler, not as cold as we can get in the winter, but certainly pretty cool. We will talk about when highs will fail to break above freezing coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson.